In their resignation statement, the Friends of Rainham Rec Group said that when they started, they thought that the hardest part would be dealing with the bad reputation that the park had. It turns out the hardest part was engaging with local councillors.
When we first started, we were sort of given the idea that you start a friends group, you give us your time, you give us your hard work for free, and in exchange you get to have a bit of responsibility in the park. The park becomes yours and you can speak for the people of the other residents and you can shape it how you want. And it turns out very quickly that the local councillors weren't happy with that.
According to the Friends group, the result has been that projects have taken far longer than necessary or not happened at all.
We wanted to paint the pavilion, and so we had the project all set up. We had the paint. Red North was going to donate the paint. We had a team of rehabilitation people to provide the labour for it, and we was weeks away, and then the councillors came in and said, no, you're not doing it because you haven't talked to us enough about it. And that ended it. And it's 2 years later and the pavilion still hasn't been painted. Other things is we've been trying to get the trees planted in the playground, which is one of the first projects we first started with. It took a year for us to agree the locations, and the location is exactly where we and the council officers had agreed them to be right at the start. So everything's just taken a long time, and it's been exhausting. It's very exhausting for the group.
After it took a year to get permission to plant trees that they fundraised for in the children's play area, the group had a surprise when 35 oak whips were planted in the rec through a local councillor using ward funds.
Well, the last straw for us was a situation with the tree whips coming in. We already knew that Martin Potter, the councillor, was intending to put trees in at some point. We had an email from him, but he didn't have any details. And then one day they turned up and it surprised us, and we had a lot of members who were surprised about location and had concerns about location. So we went to speak to the council officers about this. They were equally surprised about it.
Members of the Friends group say that in a Teams meeting with Medway Council on February 2nd at 1 p.m, an officer said sorry to the group and confirmed correct procedures for planting the whips had not been followed.
I love the rec. It's a place that's something close to my heart. I use it all the time. I bring my children here. So it was really nice to be given that opportunity and really chip in. But it seems that all we faced is opposition. And it's made things very difficult, it's made things very awkward. It appears to me that the council officers that we have been working with, they have been trying their best to work alongside us, and a little bit later they're faced with opposition. And that's what it feels, is that there's a barrier on their end as well. So how we can all form and keep working together, it makes it nigh on impossible.
The Friends group arranged a watering regime for their trees for the next 2 years, but are not aware of such a plan for the new whips in the summer months. Rainham News asked ward councillors Martin Potter and Kirstine Carr if they wanted to respond to what the Friends of Rainham Rec said about not working together. Councillor Carr said she spoke for Councillor Potter and Rainham colleagues when she said, "If the Friends of Rainham Rec are stepping down, it's very sad. However, on behalf of colleagues, I still want to thank them for their efforts and for the things we achieved together during the past year." All the Friends have said they intend to continue to be vocal advocates for the park. Hundreds of bulbs they planted last autumn are making an appearance already this spring. Sandy Fleming for Rainham News.